Hello, friends. I am again with you on a beautiful poem written by Alexander Pope. The name of the poem is The Rape of the Lock. I am Dr. Vinod Kumar Singh of the Department of English, SNS RKS College Saharsa, which is a constituent unit of B.N. Mandal University, Madhepura. Friends, let us have something about the background in which this poem has been written. You know that the 18th century aristocratic society is abundant with superficiality, vulgarity, and false presumptions. The so-called elite society is rampant with self-praise, baseless arrogance, and the soundless and unimportant superstitious beliefs. Alexander Pope, who is treated as the representative poet of his time, is very much critical about these prevalent the things of the 18th century elite society. So you know that the poem has been written in this background. Now let us come directly to the poem, The Rape of the Lock. And I would just give you a brief summary of this poem. The poem, The Rape of the Lock, is considered to be one of the masterpieces of Alexander Pope. It's a beautiful mixture of burlesque, wit, humor, irony, etc. And it was published in the year 1712. Pope has made this epic or epical theme with just a trivial drawing room episode. He succeeds to treat the social customs of the age with an assumed epic seriousness. The poem pictures the artificial tone of the age and the frivolous aspect of femininity. We see in this poem the elegance and the emptiness, the meanness and the vanity, the jealousies, treacheries, and intrigues of the social life prevalent in the 18th century. The opening canto of the poem acquaints us with the idleness, late rising, and love for domestic pets of the aristocratic ladies. Belinda is a late riser and wakes up at noon. The society ladies love glided chariots and wish to marry peers, dukes, or the men holding high positions. The poem brings out the varying vanities of the women. These ladies learn very early in their life how to roll their eyes and how to blush in an intriguing manner. Their hearts are like a toy which moves from one gallant to another. Pope makes fun of Belinda, the heroine of this poem, by telling us that when she wakes up, her eyes first open on a love letter in which the letter writer has spoken of wounds, charms, and ardors. The poet laughs at the conventional vocabulary of those love letters. The poet ridicules women's excessive attention to self-decoration. Belinda is described as commencing her toilet operations with a prayer to the cosmetic powers. At her dressing table is the various offerings of the world: India's diamond, perfumes of Arabia, white comb of ivory, and pins, puffs, powders, patches, and baubles. Ladies are told to take special pins to curl their hair. A woman's tantrum is satirized and highlighted in Belinda's reaction to the clipping of lock from her hair. The lightning flashes from her eyes and the high-pitched screams of horror from her tear the whole sky. The superficiality of these ladies of the time is ridiculed in the lines where the domestic pets of these ladies of so-called high society are equated with their husbands. The death of a domestic pet causes as much grief to a lady of fashion as the death of her husband would have caused. It is no less a matter of grief when a china vessel in the house is broken. The women's tendency of quickly giving way to sorrow and grief is highly ridiculed while describing the contents of the bag and the vial which Ambriel brings from the cave of a spleen. We are highly amused of the contents which are sigh, sobs, soft sorrows, melting grief, and flowing tears. The moral bankruptcy of these ladies is further ridiculed when Thelstris points out the need of sacrificing everything, even chastity, for the sake of maintaining a good reputation. In one of the stanzas, Baron is described as building an altar of love and setting fire to it with his amorous sighs and with his tender love letters. The Baron's worship of love here is comparable to Belinda's worship of the cosmetic powers. The conversation of ladies and knights at the court amuses us by its emptiness and shallowness. The talk generally is about dance parties, court visits, and sex scandals. The pauses in their conversation are filled with fun, swinging, singing, laughing, etc. The hollowness of upper classes of the time is exposed to mockery. The judges and the jury, who all time hurry to get back, are also not spared by the poet. Coffee making ceremony is also ridiculed in the poem because of the extravagant importance it receives at the cost of serious concerns of life. Thus, the rape of the lock is written to show a strong abhorrence to the superfluous modus operandi of the aristocratic society. Let us sum up this poem in Matthew Arnold's phrase that a poem is a criticism of life under the conditions fixed by the laws of poetic truth and poetic beauty. That's all. Okay, friends, again I have to request you that if you like this video or the lecture, please subscribe my channel, and if you like, you can get a printout of this lecture from the college or the university website. Thank you.